you guys, it's me talking about Alien 3. Now, of course, this day had to come because I did Alien and Aliens, and I wanted to get Alien 3 kind of out of the way. Now, the thing with Alien 3 is that I never saw the theatrical cut for one reason. That's being that a Rottweiler was impregnated by a facehugger and gets basically, the alien bursts out of the animal alive. I thought I was sad. It already saddened me because Hicks and Newt died in the movie. This was a 60% letdown for me in the movie that Hicks, Corporal Dwayne Hicks, and Newt, who just gone to hell, die in the most stupid ways. One gets drowned and one gets a beam in his face. And the dog makes it a yoker. It's basically an extra card. Like here you got a Rottweiler, just getting fucked up by a chest burster. So I saw the special edition, which is actually a longer edition because there's if I have to say which one is better, the special edition version, because there it face hugs a cow, an ox, which they use oxes to carry out the vehicle pod where all the three hibernation pods were. So how they got there was through fire. Basically, one of the face huggers, apparently the queen had time enough to spurt out 2 eggs on board of the dropship, and one of these face huggers used acid to get in a pod, but created fire, and not waves of fire, but an teeny bit of fire, and they already had the idea of face pods, shoot them out with a sort of a shuttle, but not really. It's like a box. I mean, that flies to the nearest planet, and so happily they land on this planet, which is not happily because by crashing basically on this planet, Hicks is getting basically impaled by a beam, and Newt, who wants to get out alive, gets drowned. You see her face like this. It's a sad scene. So, and the planet where they on isn't that the cheeriest planet. It's basically a Weyland-Yutani's prison, a colonial prison for assholes, murderers, rapists, and so forth. But their punishment is working for Yutani. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. I believe and I'm not sure if that happens. Like I said, I didn't watch I didn't watch the theatrical version, so I think that's only in the special edition version where you see one face hugger coming off the pods, and that's the one who gets one of the animals. Because at some point the guy says, yeah, like I'm just saying, yeah, Biggie died. We don't know why, but she just died. And then you see the face, the chest buster coming out, and you've got this alien that's basically on its 4 legs and runs fast. That's the idea. A CG fucking alien, a CGI fucking alien. The entire movie long, I'm not sure they even used practical effects, maybe here and there, but all the movies I know, Aliens, they used practical effects, made puppets, I mean alien puppets that were, used by somebody. The alien, the feral alien in one, the warrior aliens in two. This one is pure CGI, and you can tell it's like a video game alien. He has this brown glance over him. Now, eventually, Ripley is the only survivor, and they shave her hair, and this and this and that. And she comes back up again, and she's saying, Newt, Newt, where's Newt? And Charles is Dutton, who is Dylan. He plays in Game of Thrones the immortal. He was mortal, of course, but the big guy, Tywin the Lannister of the Lannister family. He says they died, unfortunately, and they let her see the bodies, and he said, Newt, we don't know her real name, died by an asphyxiation by water. And Corporal Dwayne Hicks, seen on attack, died by he was impaled by a rod inside the ship. And then she's like, Newt, and she was like, because she felt like a mom towards her. And that, okay, so, man, I was such a fan of Hicks, even Newt, but, okay, she went through so much trouble getting Newt, which I always found funny, because they said, don't fire in the nest, because there are processes that can explode, and you have an A-bomb that explodes. She fires the shit out of everything with 100 of pulse rifle bullets, grenade launcher, grenade belt thrown in somewhere in the fire, and flamethrower. I mean, if there was a processor plan, it would have exploded. So that's a little bit of a plot hole that didn't make sense to me, but okay. But they went through so much trouble getting Newt back, and then Hicks, the lone survivor of his unit, there's a comic book, or I think a video game, where he's still even alive, and he's on the Nostromo, and another not Nostromo, the Sulaco, and he's saying there's a alien on board, and another warship like the Sulaco enters and want to enter the ship, but they can't find Hicks, and it's already like there's already signs of like the resin that you see, and you see a soldier turn into an egg and things like that. So you've got a feral alien on board and things like that. So it's a video game. So they had the idea of always having Hicks alive, but the asshole director David Fincher, and even then he said, let's kill Newt and Hicks off, and even then after that, he said that was a bad choice. That was a real bad. Yeah, that was a bad choice, you piece of shit. James Cameron had a story. James Cameron had a script, but that was rejected. And then he didn't have the time anymore, and David Fincher was pulled in, and and he had a hell of a lot of producers and studios who were interfering, and this and that. And then you have an interview with Michael Biehn, who said the original idea was that he survived, Newt died, but he survived, and that he would have a romantic relationship, and that at some point he sacrifices himself, so he dies in the third one. but in a heroic way. And that's sad too, but at least in a heroic way. So he said, if you're gonna use my face and my body, which was a made body made of plastic, when the beam, you see the beam getting in, it went through his head or something. He said, you gotta pay me. So they paid him. I'm not sure how much, maybe even 10K, $10,000. I'm not sure. That was an easy payday, but he had that script. He said, he also said, why? The script of James Cameron, that was a more interesting idea. Having Hicks survive, romantic, and this and that. No, they have a funeral for, in this boiling room, uh, with a giant pipe where fire and shit is coming out, and they drop uh, Newt and Hicks in, and then you've got a guy, a black guy, who's sort of the priest. They call him the priest. His name is Dylan, played by Charles S. Dutton, and he says ashes to ashes, and then he goes through an entire sort of, chant of why do the innocent have to die and things like that, and he's going through an entire prayer basically. And after that, Ripley goes there in the mess hall. Ripley goes to Dylan and wanted to say thank you for that good, service. And he said he's really being, evasive, and he's saying, okay, no bother. Then, because I really have some questions. Get the fuck out of, get the fuck, and he's going, get the fuck from me, lady. I'm a murderer and a rapist. You don't want to hang out with me. Got that? And okay, she's sitting alone, and you've got all these weird looking, bald shaved assholes looking at her, basically, and she's because she said and she said in the movie, when she got the role, she said if you're gonna take off, she had beautiful hair. For another movie, she was already doing Ghostbusters 1 and 2. She said, if you're gonna get off, shave off my hair, I want a lot more money. But I can't believe that she earned $5.5 million for that role alone. I can't believe that. Just for that crap. I mean, there was a high budget for this movie because Alien 3 Aliens was a gigantic success. So there was a big budget, a huge budget in this one. That's why they couldn't afford the CGI alien that looks crap and always, on his power for 4 feet and just moving like a dog or something. Even when it came out the ox, it still moves like a dog. I think they couldn't really change that. I mean, at some point, one of the prisoners die, and he falls into this ventilator, and he's basically made hamburger meat off. And they see, so Charles is the Dylan, Charles Dance, Dr. Clemens was his name. Clemens goes to investigate, and Ripley goes and investigated too. They see assets, they see things that reminded her from an alien, and she's already going to the what's it called? It's kind of the warden of the place, but he can't do jack shit. She asks, do you got weapons? And he's trying to convince her that there may be an alien on board, and she says, do they have weapons? Because he said, no, We don't have weapons, some knives, some axes, flares. So what happens when somebody attacks you? We live on an honor system. Like, okay, you've got this bunch of guys that want to rape Ripley like hell. They want to rape her in every hole she's got in her body, okay? And he thinks that they all gonna live on the honor system. The Dylan, the priest, is basically keeping all these guys in line by believing it through faith, you know, because that's the only thing they have, faith. And the warden is there, put there by the Utani company, and he has a yes man besides him, and that's it. And she asks, because she's starting to get friendly with Dr. Clemens, she asks an autopsy of Nude. Why? Because check the okay, please check the you know, from the sternum area and the chest area. He breaks it up. You see all the blood coming out, and nothing. He says nothing. Now, there's a point where, I mean, there's a point where she's sort of a guy. Okay, there's a point where a guy is doing something in one with another guy, with another prisoner in a place in the jail, where the other guy gets attacked by the alien, and he's blood spattered, and they find him completely mad, and they put him in the hospital, the barracks, you know. But he's completely mad. He said, "I seen a dragon. I seen a dragon," and later on he's gonna play a difference, who's not gonna be in a theatrical version, but in the special edition version, he is a huge difference. So at some point, Ripley has a compassion with the Dr. Clemens, and they fuck. Guess Hicks is in the more. She's going to the next nice guy, Dr. Clemens. She needed that, and eventually the alien is in the barracks. He takes Clemens's head, and you can see the face. I mean, the face, the second claws, head, just going through his head like this, and you can see it explicitly. I have to say, this movie has a lot of gore, explicit gore. That's what they did right. And the alien is like sniffing Ripley, and it's looking at her body, and he goes away. So he knows there's something with Ripley that he doesn't want to kill her. Okay, now she's running through the mess hall, and the warden is giving a speech and things like that, and then to stay calm, and then she opens up and she says, Clemens died by the alien. Clemens died by the alien. We have to do something. He says, shut up, you idiot, shut up. Aliens don't, there's no alien on this base. You are an idiot. And then the alien takes the warden up and kills him in the ceiling, and he's always holding the stress ball. You see a lot of blood dropping on the floor, and then you see the ball bouncing off. That was a funny moment, and everybody's seen this, so everybody knows there's a fucking alien on the ship at that point. So they're starting to, and that's something you didn't see in the theatrical version. They have a plan. They have a plan by basically using a sort of oil that they have, which is really inflammable, and using they're using brooms to to smudge it in an entire room, and somebody has to lure the alien to that room so they can put it on fire, and the alien would be just engulfed with flames. Now there's one idiot that has a smoke in his pocket, and that throws the cigarette away, and he said, "No, you don't do that because boom! Of course, everything sets off. 15, uh, 15 colonists, imprisoned colonists dies. But so I thought, oh Jesus fucking Christ! So they already did tried something before that. Then they tried another plan, and the other plan is luring the alien in this room where it can't escape, and they use bait again. Now this guy runs and basically jumps in the room with the alien, getting fucked up by the alien, and the door closes. So they didn't have the plan of how are we gonna save you. They didn't have a plan. Okay, the door was locked, alien couldn't get out. Alien was stuck. Okay, and then at that same time, the yes guy gets a report of Wayland Yutani, because first of all, Ripley goes to find Bishop's head because the warden said we had to throw the android on the pile of rubble because it was not usable anymore. She tried to put it alive again with generators, and you see one of his eyes is white and coming milk out of his mouth, and he's like, he's talking like this. Oh, why did you, Ripley? Why did you make me come back? I'm hurting, Ripley. I'm hurting bad. And then he says it's sad to see Bishop because he's one of the favorites in the second movie. He says that she asks, was there an alien aboard the Sulaku? Yes. Did we get impregnated? Yes. Was it me? Yes. And then she asks, is it a queen? He says yes. And then she like fuck. Then Bishop says, please, Ripley, give me one, good. I hope you the best, but kill me. I wanna just die. They can't prepare me in the state I was before, and I will be as less superior model than before. Kill me. Okay, sisters, bye. It goes like this. Now, of course, at that point, you've got a bunch of guys, what I said, wanting to rape her, at least 4 or 5 guys, and gang rape her, and she's trying to knock them off and things like that. And there comes Dylan with a lead pipe. He's hitting them hard. They're all on their knees and praying to Dylan, and it doesn't work. He has to punish them. He says, go. I have to teach these guys a little bit about fate. And then he's hitting them like this and this and that. So then at that point, you're already rooting for Dylan to survive, because he was looking at her, he was protecting her. It wasn't just chance that he was there. He was following her, because she know if she's alone, the chance of these colonist assholes, these are all rapists and murderers and whatever, pedophiles, and they're gonna do something to Ripley. A woman, they already want to rape each other, but the Bible doesn't allow that. But a woman, an adult woman, I think thought one of their dicks would just impale Ripley, being so hard. Okay, but she basically, goes to a pod also, and she wants to check it out. And in the hypersleep pod, she can check it out, and she can see the alien, and she can see it's a queen. And she goes to Dylan, and she says, "Kill me. I'm infected with an alien. Kill me." He says, "No, we need you in the fight to kill this thing. We have an idea. We can lure it to the um, basically the melting oven, and put melting hot, iron on it, that it's just burned to death." And she's, "Kill me, just kill me." She's drunk, of course, and kill. And he takes his knife, and she says, do it now." And he's going like, because he's a killer, he was a killer, that's why he was in prison, and stabs it right beside her head and says, "We need you now. If the time comes, I'll kill you myself. Now step up." Okay, of course. Okay, she tries to help. They're playing this cat and mouse game, which I really. So how did the alien come back? Sorry, that's the thing that in the theatrical cut you don't see this. The theatrical cut you only see the deranged guy in the barracks who was saying that's dragon. He goes back to the door and releases it. In the special edition, two guys are standing guard, and he basically stabs another one, and the other one he slashes his throat. Oh, and so yeah, that's what you didn't see. So an extra bit of gore, and that's how he got the alien out of there. And then you see the alien just ripping him to pieces. That's also a piece that you didn't see. And okay, so the aliens again, it's free now. Will and Yutani said to the yes guy, keep Ripley in chains and try to catch the alien. That was what they wanted to do. But of course they're playing this. He wants to be no part of it, of course. He knows the Weyland Yutani is coming with soldiers and things like that. And so they're doing this cat and mouse plan after that. But after that happened, they knew that happened, of course. The dragon guy opened to get. Okay, so everybody's playing these cat and mouse. So you've got all these corridors that they basically have to be bait, and then close the door just before it. It can't get through there, so it has to go through another door. So they're trying to sort of lure it through all these doors and corridors to the room where they can throw the melted iron on it. And then they are seeing like two guys going to each other and saying they bump into each other. And that's what I didn't understand, because one guy ran away from the alien and he closed the door, and then the other guy is also running. Why is he running? And he bumps towards this guy, and he says, these two guys is obviously a British crew. He says, "You fucking wanker! Oh, you bastard! Have you some drink?" I got some drink, and they're drinking, and then the alien is standing. It found another way, and it's standing right behind, just besides them. He's like, "Oh shit!" He takes his entire face. The other one running away, and again, cat and mouse game, until all of them are basically dead, and you've got 4 survivors left. Okay, Ripley, Dylan, one inmate, and the yes man that sort of works for Weyland Yutani. So the alien is standing in the room where the iron would be filled in. But when they want to climb, Ripley and Dylan are there, and when they want to climb up the stairs, Dylan stays down because it's just gonna follow them, and he says, "Come, come get me, you son of a bitch." He takes a knife and he says, "Run." "What do you promise?" "Yeah, Jesus will get you, Ripley. Jesus will handle you, because he was gonna kill her." Okay, so she goes up. She goes up. You see a cool shot of the alien rushing him, and you see him stabbing it, and he's going like blood. And you see, but it's a ravage, fierce scene, but it's also a cool scene because Dylan is stabbing it like shit, and it's a pretty cool scene because that scene I liked. There are a few scenes that are good in this movie, a few tense scenes like the cat. Now the cat and mouse scene was it sort of that was not. I didn't like those, but there are a few other scenes. The scene in the medical care where he kills Clemens. Now what happens is she goes up, pours the iron with the other inmate, pours the iron on him, and it jumps out of the melted iron, and somebody, what happens then? Somebody uses a bucket of water on him because the water and the heat will explode the alien. You'll get this, this explosive effect. So he puts water on the alien and it explodes. And then you have Will and Yutani coming with soldiers. Not the same soldier, not Marines, but soldiers, I think with pulse rifles from the first one, for the second movie. And they shoot the first inmate in the leg. Bam. Okay. And the other guy, the yes man said, okay, that wasn't necessary, guys. That wasn't necessary. You're here to take us with us, right? And we see that Bishop 2 is the leader of this group, an android. No, he's not an android, but they call him Bishop 2. He's the maker of the Bishop android. And he says, "No, we're just here for Ripley because she holds something very, very valuable." Because they know through Bishop that something was wrong, and that's why the ship came in the first place. They know through Bishop that she is holding a queen, so they really want her. And then the guy said that wasn't part of the deal, and he's taking a rod and hits Bishop 2 in his head, and the soldiers just blowing away with those armor piercing bullets. You've got from the pulse rifles, he's just fucked up. And you've got one prisoner that's still laying on the ground with a bullet through his leg. And basically what she does is, "You can't have me. You never can have me." And he's trying to explain the importance of what you're carrying. It can be a new world. It can be a new weapon we can use against our enemies. Please don't kill it. She's standing on a ridge where the fireplace is, where they dropped in Hicks and Newt. She basically says "fuck you," and she basically falls down like this, being burned to death. And then you've got a scene, of course she's dead. Then not sure, I think in a special edition the alien comes out of her during the fall, but she's lying still. I think she already was like in die modus. She wasn't burned yet, but the alien queen comes out. You see the big queen head, and she goes in the fire, and it's dead. And it's like those scenes, they're specific scenes. I'm not sure this scene was in the theatrical version, but there are sort of scenes that put in there that were way cooler than the theatrical version. So if you want to see this movie, watch the special edition version because it's got a lot more gore, a lot more cooler scenes, and uh, you know, Bishop is yelling no, and eventually they take the prisoner with the shot leg with him, and they close down the colony, and the fireplace is shut down, and they type in colony, prison colony. I'm gonna say something LV 567 is closed, and then the movie ends. Okay, so you've got a few good scenes. Okay, you've got few good scenes in there. Like I said, like when she's falling in the burning, the alien queen is coming out of her. That's a cool scene. You know, Dylan is basically one of the badass characters. Charles, played by Charles S. Dutton. He's just stabbing it. He's stabbing it. So he's saving her from those rapists, and he's building up a plan with her, and he's stabbing the son of a bitch to death. And he tries to kill it, but he can't. But he can keep it at one place, so the hot metal falls on him and the alien. So he really sacrificed the hell out of him. He got mauled and boiled to death. So there are a few good scenes. You got Dylan, great character. Dr. Clemens is a good character, but he dies like that. Played by Charles Dance, of course. That are the two only characters that I liked in the movie. The other ones are just cardboard people that just can die they can just go and die. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in those people. They're not really. They're just following. It's like ants following a queen. The queen is Dylan. The queen used to be Andrews, the warden, but when that warden died, luckily Dylan became in charge of these prisoners. Not the yes man guy. The yes man guy, he says, I'm in charge now, but they don't listen and they don't respect him for shit. So he goes back to his office and he's just sitting there like this. So okay, Dylan is just a cool character. He's a cool character. But like I said from the beginning, they killed Hicks. Newt, I could live with the idea of Newt being killed, even though I would have rather seen her alive. Ripley protecting Newt from these guys because they want to rape her too, probably. But okay, she died, but then Hicks did everything and beyond until he just couldn't go anymore. He had to acid on his fucking face. And James Cameron had an idea, a script. He couldn't do the movie by a script. Fuck off with that script. He had an idea with Hicks in it. Hicks following, so being alive, there's Hicks and Ripley falling in love, and at the very end, Hicks is like Dylan. He's the guy who's gonna stay behind, try to fuck the alien over, and gets the boiling thing over his body, the boiling steel over his body, and he dies and basically sacrifices him, for her. But he obviously can't kill her because she loves him. She loves her, but even when she's asking to kill her because she has the alien baby, he says, when it comes to that, he'll kill. Same shit like Dylan said. When it comes to that, I'll kill you, right? So We need you. But they didn't. They just fucked Hicks over. And director James Fincher, he said a few years after that he really, really didn't want to do this movie. He he knew Ridley Scott did it, James Cameron did it, great directors in the Hall of Fame directors, and then you got David Fincher, and you know he was almost like, oh shit, I have to do this movie. I fuck man, I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He basically didn't know to do jack shit. He made a movie, so he tried to push the side characters out that survived in the second movie. Ugh, okay, that's something I don't have to be doing now. They, that storyline is gone. And then, okay, simple story, prisoners and Ripley, and one good prisoner, Dylan, two good prisoners, Dylan and Clemens, and that's it. He admitted that he fucked the movie up. He admitted that. And he admitted that he should have taken the script that was the first script that was Hicks being alive, Newt even being alive. And but he didn't. At the time being, he was so flabbergasted by the idea that he had to do Alien 3 over Ripley and Cameron, and he over Ridley Scott and James Cameron, that he was sort of insecure to begin with. And then that whole luring idea that was kind of, at some point it got boring even, and it was weird. It got, so where the aliens now? So what the, so you got a POV of the aliens, and it can climb ceilings and it can climb the side ceilings, and it's pretty fast. And you don't know where it is. You don't know, okay, where is it? You're completely, what the fuck is happening here? Where are they luring this fucking alien? Okay, they're luring them to a place to boil him alive, but they're just in these tunnels, fucking with him, playing cat and mouse. And then the guy, the first time they capture it, the guy who just, he jumps in the room, and I think he had the idea that he would be safe, but no, fuck no, nobody's going in that room with the alien. It gets mauled to death, and you can hear him, and it just screams. It's just stupid. It's so stupid that he sacrificed himself like that, because he didn't want to sacrifice himself like that. That was just the whole point. And like I said, the oil thing that you didn't see in a theatrical version, that somebody spilled some fire on, and you got like 10, 20 dead prisoners in one shot. So they were with a lot of prisoners apparently, because when you have this meeting room with these ladders all, going up, levels up, 1 and 2 and 3, and they're always having this meeting with Dylan and being the meeting guy, and the front man. And at that time there's still a lot of prisoners left, so there were a lot more. I think there were like 50 prisoners at that place, but like 20 died by that idiot that just dropped some fire. So I think he dropped a flare or something. He didn't put on a cigarette. I think he dropped a flare or something. It was something like that. Stupid. Yeah. But no, this movie is not good. It has some good set pieces. It does have some good moments, some good scares. It has a few good characters. Is the movie watchable? I would say if you've seen the second movie, okay, see this one, but you're gonna be rather disappointed. Some people are not. Some people like this movie because of the ferocity. It does have some ferocity. The alien is vicious. The alien is gory. There's a lot of gore. That's something that's true in this movie. It's back to the roots of being a horror movie and less an action movie. But and there's explicit gore, so that's a plus. But just killing Hicks and Newt, and then you know having a dog being killed alive, and then okay, this time was an ox, so I didn't know there was a dog, so that's already good. But then you have some stupid decisions in this movie that I just thought, oh my fucking hell, and it ends up with alien being impregnated by an alien, and not an alien, but the queen alien. All that trouble, what she did, all in Aliens, she is pregnant from a queen alien. Oh my god, oh, that's the way it ends. Such a anticlimactic way. So yeah, boys and girls, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's like I said, some good creepy moments, some good creepy atmosphere, good gore, some good characters, Dylan and Clemens, and then I'm out. And then you've got a few good scenes, like I said, that are creepy, that are atmospheric, good gore, yeah, but overall the story misses a lot of plot points that just like the cat and mouse game at the end was stupid, and the oil, it's a stupid idea, but maybe I should just would have, but I don't want to see a theatrical version because of the dog being killed, so no way I'm gonna see that one. That would bum me out a little more even after seeing Higgs dead. But yeah, of course. The good thing is that Hicks, Michael Biehn, the actor, got $10,000 or something because he had to use a mold of his body and of their face on a computer, his face on a computer. So they had to pay him $10,000 apparently. So he got something out of the movie, right? But it's a shame. But it's a shame. A damn shame. He should have taken the script of Cameron, but a lot of producers, a lot of studios were interfering. This had to be a good movie, as better as Aliens, and of course, it got fucked up. That's what I'm saying. It got fucked the hell up. See you later.